I've also been trying to explain to people that the current identitarian movement that we're seeing from the left in the form of things like Black Lives Matter is not the same as the civil rights movement that we saw in the 1960s. They actually share common cause with leftists across the world, no matter how terrible their regime is, because of some of the goals that they have. China is also very ethnocentric and identitarian in their views as well, which is why people, in Black Lives Matter have nothing bad to say about the regime that is actually colonizing, that is actually imperialistic, that is actually enslaving people and kicking out Africans, by the way, in the name of public health. I would say that's probably where the hypocrisy comes from in a lot of ways. Would you agree?
I completely agree. I mean, I try to talk about this in a way that really people can understand, which is that one of the things critical race theorists love to talk about is like the racial wealth gap, right? Well, I looked at it. The racial wealth gap in America between white and blacks, if you look at it and the pure dollar figure, it looks immense. What it really is there's a huge wealth gap between the top 10% of wealthiest white Americans and the top 10% of wealthiest black Americans. But both of those groups are in the top 1%, right? And so you're like, wait a second. So the bottom 75% of whites and blacks actually make the exact same income in America. So any sort of policy which were to address income distribution would naturally be better for black Americans and for white Americans. The trend that I want people to understand is that if you really want to help black Americans and you really want to help white Americans and you really want to help Latino Americans, then going and looking at the structural inequities in our economic system and in our class system that we have deeply embedded in America is the best way to do that. The most quote unquote anti-racist work that you can do is to alleviate poverty in the United States. That is the easiest way to address racial and structural inequities in America, but they don't want to talk about that because that would require actually doing something that challenges power. That's why Amazon and the largest corporations in America are all in on Black Lives Matter, because as long as we are divided by race, then we are not going to ask different and tough questions about class in America, which would directly target the bottom line of somebody like Jeff Bezos and of Amazon Corporation.